well. But all eyes have been on Caleb Williams. And my first week impressions, I said this on my Twitter a couple days ago. And I know I got a couple people upset about it. They felt I was still picking on Justin, which I wasn't. I was just making an observation. That's what you got to do when you are in media, is make observation. All I said is in my third camp, I've seen more positive signs from Caleb in these first 6 practices than I did from Justin in the last 2 camps that I was at. Has he made mistakes? 100%. These last 2 days have not been his best days as far as like full team. He's been doing really, really well in 7-on-7s. But it's just some stuff that you see that stands out. Today, I'd say that I've never been to a practice where the defense clearly won, but the offense, I was like, oh, the offense is coming around at the same time. And I think the Bears offense going up against this number one defense, well, top 5, top 10 defense in their secondary has been pretty good to get them prepared for the rest of the season. And Caleb just looks like he has more command, and that's something we saw the offensive coaches say a lot. Even some of the defensive players, that compared to how he was in OTAs, where he was still struggling with cadence and things of that nature, he's been much better. Even Shane Waldron and Darnell Wright, they both said, oh, no, that's been figured out right away. Like, cadence is no longer an issue. He has a command of the offensive line. He knows the playbook. And we found out a couple of days ago, which is not breaking news, but Albert Breer said it on Rich Eisen, that the Bears have been installing the offense with Caleb since March, off those 3-hour Zoom meetings that they were able to have with the league with him. And even when they had him in for his 30 visit, he sat down with DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, and Tevin Jenkins and the rest of the leaders of the team so he can get adjusted. And that's why it kind of feels like he's ahead of where he's at. I do feel like the defense is ahead of the offense right now, and it should be. This defense has been together for a couple seasons now. But for the first time, like I said, they're not that much ahead of each other. I think that this Shane Waldron offense is going to be really good. It actually looks like they have a plan. Like, everything just sounds more balanced than it did last year. Just hearing how even Tyson Bagent was talking about how the offense, how Shane Waldron breaks down the offense to them has been, it sounds like the team in general understands it more than, what the fuck was that somebody just put in the chat? Well, what the nigga?
Damn, what the?
Bro, what in the world? Okay, anyway, that is clearly spam. So it feels like the players have a actual knowledge of the offense, and not something where it kind of feels like they don't know what they're doing compared to the last couple of years with Luke Getsy. So I think that's something that stood out as well. But Caleb looks good. The command has been there. He's getting the ball out quick. Today, even though they struggled in full team, what I loved was the 2-minute drills. So they do these situational 2-minute drills where, there's different scores. Today, it was like 0-0 game with a minute 30 left in the fourth quarter. And you have 2 minutes, no timeouts. He went down 60 yards down the field. He had a nice out-of-bounds play to Roma Dunze. He actually would have had a touchdown to Roma Dunze. Roma Dunze beat Jalen Johnson. But, Caleb put a little bit too much air on it and went a little bit over Rome's head. He had a beautiful pass to Keenan Allen, which Keenan Allen is just a master of running routes. So as Tyreek Stevenson told us yesterday, he plays mind games with the routes he runs. And just a beautiful Mahomes-esque type touchdown throw to Tyler Scott, who is having a big camp as well. I think he could be one of the Bears, deep threats. I think has been something that's been cool to watch as well, man. So it's only been a week, and today was the first day they had pads on, but I'm really, really liking what I've been seeing from Caleb. I'm gonna go to Mikey. What have you liking about what you've been hearing about, and any questions you might have about what you've been watching the camp?
I think the first thing that stands out is that for the most part, everybody on the offensive line is participating. To see Nate Davis in there every day. I know Tevin Jenkins came out a little bit earlier today, and then came right back in. But to be able to see that, that's a good sign. Because when you have a rookie quarterback, you want to keep that familiarity. You got to build that connection. You got to build that trust. They were talking about the cadence issue when they were leaving out of rookie mini camp and out of OTA, saying that was something that needs to work on. Needs to be worked on by Caleb. Obviously, he's coming from a system where he never really played under center, had to break a huddle. So all of that is just growing pains, making the transition from the college game to the NFL. So to hear earlier in the week that Tevin Jenkins, said that, no, we ironed that out. You can tell it's already different. Caleb has got that down packed. I know today the O-line had a few false starts, and that could be cadence issues, that could be just just regular rust. But I think it's good that everybody's healthy and performing, on the offensive side. And then on the defensive side, we've known that this group has been together. You add a veteran, a Pro Bowl veteran, and Kevin Byard to this defense that has already been cooking for the last couple years. And of course, they're going to be ahead of them, but I like that the offense has been able to still answer back. Yeah, it might have not been the best practice for the offense as a whole, in 11 and 11s, but like you said, you hang your hat on what they were able to do with the 2-minute drill, and to be able to find the end zone there. So I'm liking everything I'm seeing. It's just I love the summertime, but man, I'm ready for September, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you as well. I'm ready for that. I don't really care about preseason games, even though I want to see that. I've been saying that I don't think that Caleb is going to play in the Hall of Fame game, but Flus did say yesterday that they are going over whether or not Caleb will play in the preseason game next week.
And I was the one that was saying that I think he should play. At the end of the day, he hasn't done anything yet. His name in college was his name in college. He's accomplished nothing in the NFL. He's a rookie. It's not like he's Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. Like, even if he were to just go out there, warm up as if he's playing, have the pads on, be able to go through kind of like that motion. This is his first time doing it. You want to iron all of this out, while you can. The same way they gave him the playbook and they were running plays with him early on in March. It doesn't hurt to go out there, have Caleb go for one series, just to be able to get in the huddle, call the plays, break the huddle, and hand that bitch off 3 times. Like it doesn't hurt anybody to do it. So I'm going to be interested to see how they go with the practice after this weekend or early next week, and what their game plan is for them, because I think it's beneficial. Last year we saw, and I know the Hall of Fame game is different, but last year we saw they came out the gate slow. So rookie quarterback, new offensive system, get him out there, let him see what it feels, let his feet touch the grass, hand the ball off 3 times, and then that's it.
Dante, do I sound better on the microphone now? Pause.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
That's a lot better. Appreciate you.
Right, cool. I didn't see the text too. Later. But anyway, Dante, what you think about what you've been hearing about training camp? What you've been seeing about training camp? Any questions you might have about Caleb's first week?
I mean, I've been loving what I've been seeing, especially like from all the reporters, everybody in there. Hasn't been, I feel like people have been pretty fair and pretty honest about it. Like, people have talked about, like you said, him struggling with the cadence early on and different things like that. But everybody said that the splash plays are there, the wild plays are there. And that's something that, as a Justin fan, I know we did not hear it a lot, outside of him using his legs. So, I've really enjoyed the fact that people are saying, the arm talent, everything we talk about, it's there. Some of the throws we've seen that, the social media has put out, they didn't show too much of this, a few years ago. So as far as Caleb is concerned, I don't have, like I said, I told you, I don't have too many concerns about bro based on everything I've heard and now everything I've seen, and him putting, his name behind a lot of these statements and actually just going out here and doing it. The veterans seem to have, taken to him, especially the ones who were critical before he got there. So the fact that they cool with him. And so I'm really more interested to see how it all plays out on Hard Knocks, and we get a real vibe for how he's connecting with his teammates and things like that. My question to you really would be, like I said, we always talk about the good. Has there been any moments where you've just been like, all right, that was some rookie shit, or has it really been just like you said, the typical, level up and down type of shit?
Yeah, I think it's just been a typical, up and down type. Ain't nothing I've looked at. I was like, oh, that's a rookie mistake. Outside of him trying to force, some stuff in there, but it ain't been nothing that's actually kind of stood out like crazy to me. It's just this defense should be very, very good. And I say that because I'm not 100% sold on the defensive line yet, but I'm actually kind of surprised how much he looks like he understands the playbook this early. I expected him to maybe take until the mid of second week of camp for him to start looking like he's looking now. I just think the thing he's got to work on the most, obviously, is the red zone. But even on the red zone, it was like a red zone they did like 2 days ago where They didn't score, but also with that, Keenan Allen had a vet day, and DJ Moore was out for those couple plays for whatever reason. So those guys are going to be in the end zone. But I'm honestly, and I've been trying to be as impartial as possible. I don't want to be the typical Bears fan. Oh, this is going to be great. But for 6 practices, I like what I see, bro.
Let me ask you this. How does he look just operating from like the pocket? Because obviously, for us, we know what we saw with Justin. We know we could kind of see some happy feet. We seen him break it early. Like I see plays of Caleb scrambling in practice, and it's like I know he could do it. I don't want to see him do it, but I understand. But like, how does he look in the pocket? Does he look comfortable?
He looks extremely comfortable. That's something that Flus pointed out. Flus and Shane Waldron, when they asked about the pocket presence, I think the word that Flus used was immaculate to describe Caleb's practice. I said this on Summer Sessions when me and Bang was talking about it. There's this one play, and they put it on the socials a couple days ago. He threw a pass to DJ Moore, but he stepped up in the pocket. Like, that shouldn't be a big deal, but since we yelled for Justin to do that so many times, he stepped up in the pocket, and it feels like, he knows what he's doing. It's just like I thought I'd have more rookie stuff to say about him, but at this point, I really don't. Like, I'm interested to see it. Like, practice, I think I've seen enough practices. I think the practice is going to be high and low throughout camp. I'm ready to see him in actual game situations. What's wrong with you, Mike? You always say I don't think he's going to play Hall of Fame game, but I'm with you. I would play him. I would play him as much as I can these first 3 games. Give him that last KC game off and get ready for the regular season. But I like what I see, man. I like what I see. Bang, any thoughts you have from what you've been hearing about camp? Any questions?
Excited about what I'm hearing about Gervon Dexter. I was hoping that he could, especially when they didn't draft one, I was thinking like maybe he could be that 3 tech when he was drafted last year. I know that was some of the expectation in the back half of the year. He was one of the people on the defensive side that looked great. But hearing what I'm hearing at camp, I'm hearing stuff like, he could play the 3 tech and he could play the defensive end position. He passed his physical, by doing it with the DNs. So with them not going out and signing one, it's like, all right, cool. I'm liking what I'm hearing in some of the clips that we saw today with him being in the backfield, getting doubled right off the bat. Heard that on the Chicago Bears podcast. I'm loving what I'm hearing about that. Offensively, I mean, he's a rookie, so I knew it was going to be up and down type of things. But here's my thought on up and down in Caleb. There's up and down when you're the 11th pick, and then there's up and down when you're the number 1 pick. And what I mean by that is Justin's up and down, which we're used to, or a Trubisky up and down, what we're used to, is going to be different than what we get with Caleb, because Caleb has had his hands on the offense since March. So there's going to be certain things that is going to happen quicker, or you're going to get over quicker, because he's been locked in on that playbook since March. So I ain't worried about it. I'm not worried about anything on the Caleb side, because if anything, it already seems like, and this is just what I've been seeing, it already seems like an upgrade from Justin. And Justin to me wasn't bad, but it's already an upgrade. So if it's an upgrade from the quarterback who didn't play every game last season and they went 7-10, if it's an upgrade from him, and the defense continues to look like what I'm hearing the defense is looking like on a last play schedule, because it irritates me when people talk about games and stuff and don't realize the schedule. I'm feeling very confident about this Bears team. Very confident.
That paper on this player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other